What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I will preface this video by saying my wife and I did own quite a few paperbacks, but they were all Dean Koontz and Stephen King, and really don't care to read that much of them anymore. I'm still a big Dean Koontz fan, but he's slipping down my list of favorite authors as I read more books. So I got into sci-fi and space operas thanks to the Robotech Omnibus, the Robotech 1, 2, and 3. So I knew I wanted to read books like that. I didn't have any books like that. And I also read Tom Clancy Without Remorse, which got me into Tom Clancy. Also didn't have any books. So what I did was I went totally nuts and I spent like too much money on a book haul. But I will say, bringing in the books I bought in November, my wife picked out like two, and then no, I think she got three. It was mostly just me, but I will say that all these books I'm about to show still didn't add up to as much of what a booster box costs nowadays for trading card games. So if you don't know what that is, like a Pokemon box of cards or something. So I'm just going to go through the list at random, and I might put some of them back on my bookshelf. As you can see, the bookshelf is completely empty because my bookshelf was filled with all the books that I plan on reading or have already read since I bought them. So we'll get started with Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Avatar Book 1. I read this book. The review's been out for about a week. I love this book, and it's fueled my obsession for Star Trek. And that also, I will say, because of this book, there's a lot of books that I bought before I read this book that are just going to get the back burner because I want to read a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars, really. And then book 2 that goes with it, I will be getting to book 2 actually probably today, this evening, after I finish a Star Wars book I'm on. And then I'm following a list. I'm mostly following those were up on the top. My wife's beside me. You'll see her passing things to me. I'm gonna refill my bookshelf as we go with some of these, and you might see her pop in to adjust my chaos because I can't reach that well. But it's fine. I'm following a list. If you want to know what the list is that I got off of Reddit, let me know, and I'll have my wife post it in the description or something. But I'm also gonna stray from the list because also I will say in this video I will not be showing the 34 other Star Trek books I bought as a lot off eBay. I'm going to make a separate video for those. So I'm going to bounce between this list I'm following for. It was basically getting into Star Trek for a beginner. It's like, what, 80 books long or something? But I'm going to stray back and forth between the list and the older books that I got because there's quite a few I want to read in that. I'll go over that in that video. But this was after the Avatar books. I will say the one thing about Star Trek and Star Wars, the Star Trek books are really good, but the covers compared to Star Wars aren't. But that's okay. And then I have the Mission Gamma, which I'll have the other two of these coming in my December haul. And I will also say my December haul is going to be a fraction of the size of this. So I am super excited to get into the Mission Gamma books. To be honest with you guys,
What goes up there?
where?
That stuff.
I'll tell you. And then before I read Star Trek, I was wanting to get into this old ninja series by Eric Van Lustbader, whatever, but it's probably going to go on the back burner, and that book will go over there. Yeah, these go up there. And then I'm also in December. I will be reading Halo: Fall of the Reach. This is book 1 of a 4-book series. I'm super excited for this. And my wife and I are going to start playing the first Mass Effect game tonight. And I will be reading Mass Effect probably in the next 2 or 3 books. So super excited for both of these. I will be. There's a couple of indie books I want to get to in December and January. And these I'll show them right now. The first one is the book 1 of the Forgotten Fleet series, Wings of Honor by Craig Andrews. I'm hoping to get to this in December, but we'll see. And then goes up there. And then you have Doomsday Recon. I will be getting into this in December, probably the middle towards the end. Super excited to read this. And then book 2, if I have time, I'm going to read book 2 of the Amalgam series. I have the book 1 review already up by Mike Duke. Super crazy space horror. This one I can't remember what it's about, but look at the cover. It's I'm super intrigued. They both go there. Top shelf. And then I read the Star Wars Thrawn Trilogy by Timothy Zahn, so I wanted to try out one of his other works. I will be reading this in December. It's pretty big compared to the Star Wars and Star Trek books, so I'm super excited for this one. It was up there. And then we'll do some of the Star Wars. I picked up the Thrawn Trilogy, and I've already went over my review for these. I already read them. I read them as soon as I got them, so they're awesome. Those are my already read. I have an already read pile somewhere else in the house, so I can keep track of what I read this month. I picked up the Shadows of Mindor for Star Wars. You've seen the review for this one. I didn't love it, didn't hate it, but it was good. So I love the cover though. And then I picked up the next few Star Wars books I'm going to read before I get to the X-Wing series. We have Tales from Jabba's Palace. This will be my next Star Wars read after Star Trek and probably an Alien book. I'm going to read Alien. And then I'm going to read the trilogy of the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy. So I'm excited to get to those. We'll check out the covers. That's book 3, book 2, and book 1. So, pretty excited for those. Those will all be in December. And if I get through those, I'll start the X-Wing series. All right. And let's see. We'll continue on Star Wars spree here. We have the Jedi Academy trilogy. We have book 1, book 2, and book 3. I don't know when I'll be getting to those because there's some other books before that. I think my wife's holding them. Yes, we have before the trilogy, we have, I think Izzard's Revenge goes after the trilogy. I can't remember, but I do know that Tatooine Ghosts and The Courtship of Princess Leia go before the Jedi Academy trilogy. Super excited for both of these too, by the way. Every Star Wars book I'm excited for besides the short stories one, but I heard that the short stories is critical, so we'll see. And then I have I, Jedi that I picked up. Super excited. I heard this is the only Star Wars Legends book in the first person format. So, and then Izzard's Revenge. And I heard Michael A. Stackpole is a great author, so we shall see. And then I do have some more Star Wars books that I picked up, and a lot we'll go over real quick. That would be X-Wing series, and we'll go over them one at a time. We have Rogue Squadron. And I'm just going to set it there. She can fix them as they go. We have Wedge's Gamble. And I'm super excited for all of these. The Kryptos Trap. The first 4 of books in the X-Wing series, they are together as like a little series. So I learned that. And you have the Bacta War. I love the covers of all of these books. Like I'm trying to hurry up and just get through Tales of Jabba's Palace and the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy because I'm mostly excited for X-Wing. Now the first 7 all go together before Tatooine Ghost, and I'm kind of following the order of books after Return of the Jedi, and then when I'm done with all, it's like 81 of them, I'm going to go back to the beginning with like Darth Bane and all that, and then Solo Command. Book 7. Okay. And then I also have, like I was saying, I'll go over that then. I am going to get to probably Sunday or Monday going into December, Alien Covenant Origins, the novelization by Alan Dean Foster. I can't wait for that. And then Alien Covenant. And then Alien. So I will probably read one of these in December, which will be Covenant Origins. So I'm following a list for the Alien Predator universe as well. And then I have I'm hoping to get to this, but I might switch it up and pick up Honor Arrington in December. But as of right now, this is on my December TBR, which I'll make a video for that. Off Armageddon Reef by David Weber. Heard a lot of good things about this dude. The book is super long, though, at like 770 pages, so we'll see. But I heard that he reads fast, so it doesn't matter that he's long. And then I want to get to these in December, but I probably won't. And these were an impulse buy. I seen them. I had to have them. I got them for like $5. It's a trilogy, but I have the first two books. X-Men. What are they called? The Legacy Quest, book 1 and 2. So I will get to these at some point next year, but they're not. Star Trek took over a lot of things. They're not. They're not must on my list. Okay, so Tom Clancy, I picked up quite a few for pretty cheap. I think I got all these other Tom Clancy books for the price of these two alone right here. I'll show what these two cost me. I got the rest of these for the same price, but we will go over them. I read Patriot Games. I didn't drop a review. I'll probably drop like a mini review on the TikTok and stuff, or TikTok. This was a really good book. It was really good. That's in my reader pile. Hopefully, if I finish my TBR in December and I get through all of it, I will be reading Red Rabbit by him. So we'll see. This is my, if I read everything else I want to read in December book. This and Ken Follett, which I'll go over in my TBR. So my December TBR. So I picked this up. This could go right here beside me. I picked up The Hunt for Red October and Red Winter, which is by Mark Cameron. That literally scared me. I almost pooped myself. Which will be the first Tom Clancy book that I read that's not by Tom Clancy. So I'm interested to see how that goes. These are probably out of order because I don't remember the order they go in. But I picked up The Cardinal and the Kremlin. I love these old book covers. They're my favorite. Clear and Present Danger. Look how fat that sucker is. That's going to take me a bit. And then The Sum of All Fears. So my plan is to read one Clancy book a month. Maybe two if I start to have genre fatigue with sci-fi and space operas. We shall see. And then rounding off the Radical book haul. Oh, I will also say I bought a ton of nonfiction and Christian books too. Maybe like 8 or 9. I'm not gonna show them in the video. It was just too many in my stacks over here. So we also picked up The Gunslinger by Stephen King. When I bought this at the beginning of November, when in my head I wanted to read like the entire Dark Tower universe, not just the series, but now I don't even care. So, this could be a Christmas present for someone. I don't know. I'll probably keep it because maybe someday down the road, 10 years from now, I might read it. So I'm not too excited for that, to be honest. Batman, I picked this up and read it. It was so good. I did like a mini review on it. I need to do a few minutes of a review on it, I guess. It's worth it. It was really good. And my wife picked up If It Makes You Happy. Basically, if you've ever seen Gilmore Girls, this was supposedly like
it's a romance.
It's a romance.
I like romance, but I don't like the spiciness.
Yeah, I said the sex was lame. So she read that. And then she read the prequel to The Pillars of Earth by Ken Follett.
It's an amazing book.
And she has The Armor of Light, which she still has to get to. So pick those up. I will be getting to Ken Follett at some point. I've heard a lot of good things about him, but we'll see. I don't care for sex scenes and stuff, but I learned from another booktuber, he just skips those parts.
Yeah, so I do too.
I'll just skip them. So I also picked up The Truce at Bakura, Star Wars. I'm currently reading it. I will finish this in a few hours today. I love this book. So far, it's my favorite Star Wars book. I'll talk about it in my review. And then I'm also finishing up this giant book. This book was so good and so insightful if you're a World War II history fan. But what it did for me was, which I'll talk about it in my November rankings. I'm definitely not doing a review of this crap. It took me like 10 days to read, first off, because it was just so, it's a lot. I mean, look at the font is tiny, dude. It's tiny. And I learned so much, but at the same time, I was like, I don't need to read another nonfiction book again for like 5 months. And I'm probably not. I'm burned out on nonfiction. I almost got burned out on reading in general because of the book. I mean, it's a great book. It's the definitive history of the Third Reich during World War II. I mean, to the T. It's almost every event is covered so much that they almost know when time on a Sunday morning Hitler was taking a dump. I mean, it's because the Nazis documented everything. So it's crazy. The Nazis are just scumbags, though. This book broke me in a lot of ways because they don't teach you this stuff in school, and I'll talk about that in my November ranking. So that's the book haul. It was honestly a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I thought I bought way more books. So I'm glad to see I had some restraint. But I do have books coming that'll arrive in December, like the other two Mission Gammas, another indie author I'm interested to try. I'm hoping it's not too cringe. She writes sci-fi and stuff, so we'll see. And then the wife wanted the Lord of the Rings trilogy for Christmas, so we picked that up. And then, like I said, I have a box of Star Trek books. I'm about to record the video for it right after this one. And then I'm probably going to get a few more Star Trek books that are on my main list I'm following. So that'll be the December haul, though. The box of Star Trek will be after this video uploads. We'll upload that one. And then I got a couple of more reviews to finish off the month. So, well, we'll be going into December. We'll probably upload every day from here on out. So that's the video today, guys. Now we got to figure out how to make a thumbnail for y'all for this because it's psychotic. But that's the video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Later.